Hey guys, today we have Solomon and he is having total 3 year of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. And please watch this interview till the end because this interview is gonna be very interesting. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Solomon, how are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm good.
Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, my name is Solomon. I have a three
Mm-hmm.
years of experience in
Mm-hmm.
Java, Spring Boot, and RESTful microservices.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I worked in a project. It is a monolithic application. We converted
Okay.
that monolithic application to microservices.
Microservices.
Actually, the project is a payroll tool. Like
Mm-hmm.
the HR users used to able to log in that application,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll do one-time payments and one-time deductions for the employee. This is the
Okay.
main core idea of the project. Apart from that, there is a lot of things
So
are
this is
there.
an internal project.
Yes, this is a no, this is a client-based project only.
Okay,
For them, it's
client-based
an
project.
internal. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I
So
yeah.
may I know the challenges what you guys face while converting monolithic to
Um,
microservices?
the main challenges we faced is making two systems running at the same time. It doesn't impact the business.
Okay,
Old application, like we followed the Strangler pattern. The pattern says that coexisting of the old systems
okay.
and new system be there.
So can you tell me the microservices name that you guys have converted?
HR service, payment service, and batch
Mm.
uploads are there. Super users are there,
Okay, so
and
how you have connected these microservices?
by using a REST template.
A REST template. Okay, so only three microservices are there.
Around six microservices are there. I have
They're
only
around six.
like,
And
yeah,
what is the database you guys are using?
SQL, Oracle SQL.
Oracle SQL.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between NoSQL and SQL?
SQL is a query language, like it will be
Mm-hmm.
tabular
So tell me a
form.
scenario when should we use SQL and when should we use NoSQL?
If the data is in a structured way, like
Mm-hmm.
employee will have some of the ID like that you
Mm-hmm.
can use. If the data is not structured way, like YouTube videos or Instagram
Mm-hmm.
reels, etc., that in that case we have to use a NoSQL.
NoSQL. Okay. And what's the Java version you guys are using?
Java 1.8.
1.8. Okay. Can you tell me the working of garbage collector in JVM?
Yeah, garbage collector will be called by the JVM.
Mm-hmm.
When means, let's say the system is the system memory is reaching the threshold value.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, JVM will come and it will initiate the garbage collector. The garbage collector will remove the unwanted objects.
Okay. And do you know the algorithm names of garbage collector?
Yeah, I know mark sweep
Mm-hmm.
and compact. Yeah, these two algorithms I know.
Okay. So what's the role of JVM in making Java platform independent?
In the making platform independent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When the dot class file is compiled, this dot
Mm-hmm.
class file is same everywhere. If you compile in any of the operating system,
Mm-hmm.
it will be same. But this JVM is a dependent to the OS. So let's say we are running in the Windows OS. This JVM is subjected to the Windows OS. It will take the dot class file. It is converted to the machine like OS related, underlying OS related thing, and it will run the program.
Okay. So in your project or anywhere while coding in Java, so did you find any memory leaks or
Memory.
did you face any memory leaks issues?
Yeah, memory leaks.
Okay. So
Like
do you know
there
how?
is an admin team separate those taken care of that Spring Boot admin that memory leaks and all.
Okay, okay, okay. Do we have some tools that analyze these memory leaks and all in
Yeah,
Java?
Spring Boot admin.
Hmm?
Spring Boot admin.
Spring Boot admin.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I'm doing coding only in core Java, then
Mm, yeah, I'm not sure about it.
okay, okay. So Visual VM, Eclipse Memory Analyzer. So these are some tools that we can use and identify the memory leaks in our code. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Solomon, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we has launched complete interview preparation material, structure step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There is a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answers for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, microservices, Java coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description for. And if someone needs this material plus two real client enterprise projects for reference plus one-on-one lifetime doubt sessions and referrals to the big MNCs, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview. So Solomon, I think you have worked on the object and classes and everything. So may I know the life cycle of an object in Java from creation to garbage collection?
In terms of Spring Bean lifecycle, you are asking like a
No,
plain
no,
Java.
no, no. Core Java.
Yeah. First class loading will be done. At that time,
Okay.
a static block will be executed.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, if you are creating an object, the object will be created. At that
Mm-hmm.
time, constructor will be executed. Before the
Okay.
constructor, instance block will be executed, then followed by the constructor.
Okay.
And if the object is eligible for the garbage collector, or if
Mm-hmm.
the memory is reaching to the threshold
Mm-hmm.
value, or we can also call the garbage collector by using the system.gc or
Mm-hmm.
runtime.getinstant.gc. So
Okay.
at the time, JVM will initiate the garbage collector. Now, garbage collector will identify that whether
Mm-hmm.
this object is eligible for the garbage collection. We have some of the techniques to make an object for the eligible for the garbage collection.
Mm-hmm.
First one is nullifying the object, and
Mm-hmm.
second one is the objects created inside the methods.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Just tell me the concept of multi-threading in Java.
Multi-threading. Yeah. Can I explain in terms of Spring Boot or like normal Java
Yeah,
development?
yeah, yeah. Any.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say we have a Spring Boot application, and
Mm-hmm.
one request came to our application,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say some of the task is taking some uh, good amount of time, like maybe 10 minutes or 10,
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes. Until the execution of that time, this thread has to be wait.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of waiting this thread, we can call that, we can make it that task as a separate thread and we can run it. This
Mm-hmm.
way the multi-threading is useful.
Okay. Have you used multi-threading
No, no.
in your project also?
No, yeah, I have the idea on multi-threading, but in my project we are not using any multi-threading.
Okay, okay.
We are going a single
Do you
base.
know some annotations that may use in multi-threading in Spring Boot?
Async,
Sync.
sync
Okay.
annotation. Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what's a deadlock in multi-threading?
Yeah, two threads are like not exactly two, multiple threads waiting for each other for infinity number of times. For like say example, class A is there, class B is there. In class A, one thread is executing, thread one is executing class A M1 method,
Mm-hmm.
and thread B is executing class B M1 method. Let's say M1 methods are there. From the class A, thread one wants to access the class B's M2 method,
Mm-hmm.
but M2 method is already locked by the thread two.
Okay.
So this one, like vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
This time the thread one wants to not to unlock the object of class A, and
Mm-hmm.
thread two don't want to release the lock of thread B. So it will be waiting for until end of the time, infinity time.
Okay.
We can once it will enter into the deadlock, we don't have
Mm-hmm.
any things to come out. We have to use the redundant lock
Okay.
concept to overcome
Okay.
this.
Okay. So, can you tell me the scenarios where the final keyword significantly impact the design of Java program
In what perspective?
in any perspective, anything, any design scenario in your project or in
Final
anything? Hmm?
keyword. Yeah, final keyword, we can develop a mutable classes with the help of a final keyword.
Okay.
Sorry, immutable, sorry.
Sorry, come again. I didn't get you.
Uh, can you repeat that question once again?
Okay, so I mean, I just want to know the scenario where the final keyword significantly impacted the design of a Java program. Let's say you are designing a Java program. Okay, now you just introduce a keyword as a final. So, will it impact anything on the design side?
If we are declaring a variable or anything as a final, let's say if we are
Mhm.
declaring a class as a final, we
Mhm.
cannot create the child for that class. If you are creating a final for a variable, we cannot re-implement, reassign that
Mhm.
variable. If you are creating a final method, you cannot override it.
Mhm.
These things will be impact. If you want to overcome this rule, then you will get an error.
Okay, yeah. It can significantly impact the design by ensuring immutability and thread safety, and maintaining encapsulation also. So this is a positive impact. There may have some negative impact as well. Okay. Okay. So as you said, you are working on Java 8, 1.8, right? So what are the some important features introduced in Java 8?
Functional interface,
Okay.
Lambda, and default methods in interfaces, static methods
Okay.
in interfaces, and
Okay.
stream API, date,
Okay.
job time, and date API.
Okay. Okay. And also optional classes, right?
Yeah, optional classes.
Okay. Tell me the time example of optional classes that we can use in our real time projects.
Okay. Let's say we are using a JPA, Java
Mm-hmm.
Persistence API, like
Mm-hmm.
Spring Boot JPA.
Mm-hmm.
That time we declared some method and
Mm-hmm.
like find by method returns an optional value there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, finder methods will return an optional object. Optional class contains a one object or it represents a null. It emptiness. It's not a null. It's an emptiness. If the option class is not there, if the method is not returning anything, we will
Mm-hmm.
get an exception saying null pointer exceptions.
Okay.
So to overcome that, we have to use the optional objects. We have a methods like if
Mm-hmm.
present. We have to check first if there is a object is present or anything is present inside. We have to get that object. Also, if you are trying to get it without optional object, we'll have a null
Mm-hmm.
pointer exception.
Okay. Okay. So have you used Stream APIs?
Yeah. I use the stream API.
Okay. So when should let's say if I need to iterate something,
Hmm.
so should I use Stream API and iterate those stuff, and or should I use traditional for loops?
Um, Stream API especially given for iterating over the collections. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it provides a better performance if you are with the
In
when
every case.
not in every case. Let's say we have a situation like I want the first three elements from the
Mm-hmm.
collection.
Okay.
If you are going for a normal traditional
Mm-hmm.
approach, it will go each and every element first of all.
Mm.
If you are going for a stream API, we have a concept called uh, not exactly I'm sure about that concept.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, in simple words, we should use Stream API if the data is very, very big. I
Mm.
mean, there are a lot of things that need to be delayed because it may take time. I mean, it may take memory and all other stuffs. Okay. Okay. So, have you worked with singleton design pattern?
Not directly, but I'm aware what is a singleton design pattern.
Yeah, go ahead.
Singleton design pattern says that at any instance of time, the class
Mm.
should be written only one object.
Okay.
Uh, to achieve this, we have to write some of the code, but it should be we have to make a perfect singleton class by keeping in the multi-threading and reflection API also can break if you are not taking a good design.
Okay. And are you aware of any other design pattern other than singleton?
I'm much aware design microservices design pattern like we used strangler pattern database microservice, database per microservice. And
Okay. So what is
um,
this database per microservice?
yeah, database per microservice. Actually, the microservice design patterns is that we have to take only one data for one database per microservices.
Mm.
But in real time, it's not a good case to take because of the licensing issues.
Mhm.
And anyhow, these databases are coming as the high availability because of the
Mhm.
replication, sorry. Because of the replications, it's not a good approach to take each database for the each microservices.
Okay.
Because that says that we should not have a single point of failure.
Mhm.
So because of the database high availability, we have to take a database, but for each service, we have to create each schema.
Okay.
So with the using this each schema thing, we have a advantages like we can use any of the databases. Like some of the microservices want to use SQL, they can happily use it because no interdependent things are there, tables independent. And if the ones that microservices want to change this technology, it happily can change it because it doesn't impact any other microservice tables.
Okay. So have you used circuit breaker or
Yeah, circuit breaker I have used.
okay, so
Circuit
what are
breaker.
the configuration things we need to set up before using circuit breaker?
We have to set up like what is the threshold value to break the circuit and what is
Okay.
the window frame
Mm-hmm.
and how much it has to wait in a open circuit
Mm.
and in half open how many retries it has to do.
Okay. Mm. Okay. Moving ahead. Have you worked with interfaces?
Yeah.
So can an interface be final?
Interface,
Mm-hmm.
no, I think like for interfaces we have to implementation classes will be there.
Mm-hmm.
Final will say that no childs or no implementations will be there.
Mm. Correct.
We
Correct.
can.
Interface cannot be final because making an interface as final would prevent it from being implemented by any class, which contradicts the purpose of an interface that intended to be a contract for classes to implement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving ahead, are you taking care, I mean, your team taking care of deployments as well?
No, separate. We have it's a completely enterprise application. There is a separate security team which handling
Separate. Okay. But
enterprise.
do you know how does Spring Boot simplify the deployment of a web application?
I don't know in terms of Spring Boot. I know in terms of Jenkins CI/CD pipeline,
Okay.
where we in the Jenkins. First of, I know the concept of how this deployment will.
Uh-huh.
If you push the code into the GitHub, there is a webhooks in the GitHub. It will trigger the Jenkins job. The
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins will take the code from the GitHub. It will convert it to the jar or var file,
Mm-hmm.
and by creating a Dockers and all, it will deploy into the respective
Okay.
cloud system.
Okay. What are the servers available in Spring Boot?
Config server is there. Um,
No, no, no. I'm saying server,
Sorry, like
like
what?
embedded server.
Okay, Tomcat and Netty.
Mm.
I know these two things.
What are the default one?
Tomcat.
Okay, can we remove the Tomcat and implement the Jetty?
Yeah, we can do that when
So
we are
how,
using.
what are the steps to do that?
What I observed is like if you add directly uh, what it is web client dependency,
Mhm.
then Netty server will come automatically.
I don't know. But what I know is, I mean, we can first exclude the dependency of Tomcat server, then we can include the dependency of Jetty. I mean, add. First, we have to exclude the dependency of Tomcat, then we have to add this one, Jetty dependency.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so can you tell me the concept of dependence, starter dependencies in Spring Boot and why are they useful?
Um, Okay, let's say I'll take an example of
Mhm.
MVC, Spring Web MVC.
Mhm.
If you added that Spring Web MVC in the
Mhm.
POM file, the
Okay.
Maven will when you save that file, Maven will be
Mhm.
triggered and it will take the dependency from the POM, and it will check in the parent. Like we'll add the parent dependency also in the POM. It will check
Okay.
the parent dependency management. From there, it will get the version. So
Mm-hmm.
it will check in the local repository whether this dependency is there or not. If it is
Mm-hmm.
not there, it will connect to the central repository and it will download the given jar files.
Okay. Have you used transactional annotation?
Uh, no, we are not using transactional annotation because in a microservice architecture, it doesn't work. We are using the Saga choreography, Kafka implementation.
No. Yeah, can you please brief on that?
Saga choreography.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's say we have a 7 microservices, like,
Mm-hmm.
and if any, like, if any of the microservices is failed, like let's say
Mm-hmm.
sixth microservices is failed,
Mm-hmm.
it will push the data to the Kafka.
Okay.
Then to some topic, what are the
Mm-hmm.
microservices are subscribing to the topics, they'll get the notification and they'll check. We have a one attribute is there in that it will check whether based on some logic, it will think that it has to uh, roll back the transaction or not.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Mm, okay. Moving ahead. Uh, okay. So how you guys are handling exceptions?
Uh, REST controllers. Any exception comes, REST.
You are returning from REST controller. So are you not making anything common files or common repo?
Like, uh, can you more detail about that question? Sorry.
Okay. So I'm asking like how you guys are handling exceptions throughout your project.
Throughout the project, yeah, using REST controllers. If there is any exception comes, control REST controller advice. There will be a
Okay.
controller advice.
Controller
It will take
advice.
in.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So is there anything? I mean, is there any common repo?
Not
Shared
sure.
repo? I mean, do you guys are using any shared repo or common repo across all the microservices?
To maintain these exceptions or
No, 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 not. I mean anything related to anything.
common repository, yeah, we will, yeah, to pushing the GitHub, we'll have a repository over there.
Okay, no, no. I'm asking common microservice. If you do, you guys have any common microservice that is working or that is doing something for other microservices?
No, we are following the single responsibility principle here,
Okay.
which is that no microservices, every microservices will be independent and
Mhm.
which is having the high cohesion. It won't take any other's responsibility.
Okay. Okay, got it. So, how would you handle session management in a high traffic Spring Boot application?
You're saying in my project or like common in
Common.
project? Session management, especially we are not handling the security will
Mhm.
be taken care of the special session management. In the
Okay.
security, there is a filter called session management filter
Hmm.
that will be taken care by these sessions and all.
Okay. Do you know about Webflux?
Yeah, Spring Web Flux, I
Yeah, yeah,
know.
please go ahead.
Uh, so Spring Web Flux is the a programming paradigm. Like
Hmm.
it will say that with the minimum amount of thread, maximum utilization will be done. Let's
Okay.
say if one of the microservices is taking some long time, the thread will be in the blocking state or waiting state until the response comes. So
Okay.
this thread will not further take any request. Let's say there are 200 connections and 200 threads will be busy on some
Hmm.
particular task. So your application will be non-responsive for any incoming request. So
Okay.
to overcome, and there will be a no back pressure
Hmm.
in the request per thread module. To
Hmm.
overcome these problems, we have a Spring Web Flux.
Hmm.
This will be handled all these things.
Okay. Do you know how Spring Boot supports reactive programming?
Yeah, we have a reactive like dependencies are there. If you add it, how
Mm-hmm.
it will work means like let's say, uh, if the request is comes
Mm-hmm.
and with the using the web client, if you are calling that calling the microservices, and this request will be registered in the event loop. That
Okay.
event loop will start listening to the response
Mm-hmm.
from the service. When the receives the response, the response will be comes in terms of streams. This will
Okay.
be stored either in the mono or flux. We have to subscribe to the flux.
Mm.
So
Okay.
data will be comes in the flux. If you want to return that directly, we have to return the flux.
Okay. Can you describe a scenario where AOP can solve a complex problem in an application development?
I didn't work on the AOP, but have some knowledge like AOP. What it will do means if there is any uh,
Mm-hmm.
lot of logics are there in the same class, it
Mm-hmm.
will divide. We can divide the logics, and
Mm-hmm.
at the runtime, all these logics will be combined together. This will be
Okay.
used by the Spring internally. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get any chance to work directly in my projects.
Okay. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So Solomon, can you please share your screen? I will give you a coding problem,
Yeah,
and you
sure.
have to do that by using Stream API. So are you comfortable?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Please share your screen. On open any editor. Uh, okay.
yeah. Meanwhile, you can tell me the code, like question I can.
Okay. So the question is, you are given an array, right? And you have to find the second largest number and print that. You have to do this by using Stream API. Okay.
Stream API.
Mhm.
Okay. The simple approach, what I am thinking is first I'll sort the array,
Mhm.
then I'll take the second input, second one from the stream.
Okay. It is fine.
Let's say array is
Mm.
sorted.
So sorted, it will sort in ascending order.
Yeah, in ascending order, I have to take array dot length. It will skip array dot length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Not sure which one.
So I'm, are you sure about skip?
Yeah, skip will skip the given elements. Let's say if you are four, if you are giving three, it will skip the first three.
Yes. So, but if you are giving length, I mean, so it will skip all the elements.
If you are giving a two length array dot two, then it will skip the last. Uh, okay, it will skip and we have to limit it to one. We create a project. Yeah,
Mm.
second element
Yeah,
is
yeah. Yes, this is the correct one. Okay. Solomon, I think yeah, you are, I mean, we are done. So it was a very, very nice interview.